Alright, everybody, it's your boy JR Reviews, back out with another video. Here to bring you another review on, what's it called? Elfen Lied, another anime review on an anime called Elfen Lied. Now, Elfen Lied was from 2005. It's a horror, ecchi, science fiction, and I'm gonna tell you this now. I'm not an overly emotional person. I don't cry during movies and stuff like that. I don't really cry. This was one of the few animes that gave me a situation where I burst into tears. It's not because it was scary, not because it's just very raw. Some scenes are just so sad that you just can't take it. Like, you're gonna bawl. It was they're just very powerful emotions in this thing. So, without further ado, let's get into let me break down a little bit about this anime. So, Elfen Lied is about these creatures called the Diacones. Or not creatures, but there's a disease that is causing humans to mutate, a mutation in humans when they give birth. So, they're created Diacones. This Diacones are basically look just generically like humans, except they have the only thing is they have horn-like protrusions on the top of their head, like here. They're not sharp or like big, but they're like horn-like protrusions. And also they have invisible hands and arms called vectors that are capable of literally killing people and cutting objects in half and all that type of shit. The main character we follow is Lucy, who is supposedly the first Diacones ever recorded, and is the queen of all Diacones. And it's about how she escapes the facility after being tested on, by basically murdering almost everyone in her way. And most of the anime is her after escaping, due to an injury, she has developed a second personality called Nayu, and she meets another person named Kota, who, funny enough, has a connection to Lucy / Nayu from their past. And the fact is that Kota is now living in this city, which is actually which is a real city in real life, and with his cousin in which used to be a restaurant, which is kind of weird because it looks like a fucking house to me. But it used to be a restaurant. And they find Nayu, and what turns out is that when he was a kid, something happened dramatic to him. When we don't find out until the very end towards almost the very end of the thing traumatic happened to him was that on the night that he was leaving, visiting his cousin, which is the one he's staying with, who also surprisingly has romantic feelings for him, and they end up like kissing in the anime and stuff. Honestly, I was mad at that scene because I'm like, you cousins, you can't do that shit. You just can't be doing that shit. And I'm like, and they're still gonna do it anyways, but you can't be doing it. Where was I at in this shit? Yeah, so it revealed that at one point during, I guess, early on when they were kids, Nayu has a different perspective of this. That Nayu fell in love kind of with Kota when they were kids. Well, even though her real name is Kande, I think her name is Kande, which we found out in the manga. Her name is Kande. We don't know we don't find out in the anime. The manga had a little bit longer than the series, and a lot more characters that weren't introduced in the manga. For example, Lucy has a brother, a couple other things. Anyways, the Diacones are basically supposed to be the end of humanity because not only can they not reproduce, they can't reproduce normally, So what happens is when they cause a sorry, we go off on a tangent real quick. How they reproduce really is that what they do is they take a normal human male or female, and their vector touches them on the brain or on their forehead, infecting them with the disease. So now every child they're ever gonna have is gonna be a diclonies, effectively cutting off the being able to reproduce and give birth to a normal human. There, in the end of the manga, they create a cure for it, this disease. But they also halted during this. They halted the the banned reproduction of babies, basically. So they halted it, so they couldn't do it. So when they finally did be able to unban it, the population of the human population was decreased. Anyways, back to the video at hand. So she fell in love with him as a kid, and one night while asking that he has to go because he is not from where he's visiting, and she is, Kande / Lucy asked / Nayu asked, because they're all three the same character, obviously, would who you go into the festival with? And he says, my cousin and my sister. And the cousin, he says, is this cousin a male or female? And he lies and says she's male, which she is not. And that really put her over the edge. She was already killing people to begin with in this point, but that really put her over the edge. And she wants revenge and follows her on the train and kills his father and his sister right in front of him. And the last thing he said to his sister before he dies is, don't make me hate you. And he basically sees his father and sister sliced. His sister gets sliced right down to half. Like, this is like her legs are here and then her body's all over the wall. His dad's head gets cut off. It was some fucked up shit. And the gore is just intense. Like, there's a lot of that stuff. But anyways, the ending, I prefer the ending of the anime than the manga. The manga ends a little bit differently. The manga had basically stated that after the entire thing's over, Lucy is told tells Koda that to go and visit them at this area where they used to play as kids every year around the same time of the festival. Okay? And when it comes time that he'll come and visit. 1 year goes by, the first time he visits and nothing happens, she thinks it means next year. He does this for 10 fucking years. And by this time he has a daughter of his own. And his daughter comes with him to visit, and they talk about how she goes there too to play with two twins that she plays with. And she says their names are Kande and Nayu. And he also finds a letter that's saying that from Kandu, that was from all these years ago, saying that she loved him and that she wanted to marry him, and that her name and in the name it says from Kandu. And in the end of the manga, it's the last chapter is that the two friends of the starter show up, and by you don't see their faces, but by his reaction, they're reincarnated versions of Kandu and of Nayu and Kandu and Nayu. So, but the anime doesn't leave that much left to it. So basically, everything's over, and we can assume that there will be a cure. And Luke, even after everything that's been happening, he finally figures out that he remembered because he pushed all the trauma away. So he doesn't remember Lucy killed his his dad and sister. He found all his memories come back, and he says, even though you killed my sister and my father in front of me and all that, I want the bloodshed to end. I just want it to stop. Even though all that's happened, I love you. And they kiss, and then the manga is that he has to go away for a little bit. And the end of the anime is that they come back. it's like a regular day at their restaurant slash house thingy. Kandu or Nayu and or another girl who's a diaconus whose name is Nana is there, and another girl they took in, and then there's Yuki and Kota, and they're all doing their normal day things. And then as they're about to, one of them is about to go to school, you see you hear there's a grandfather clock that Nayu Sasushi was trying to fix the entire manga and or entire anime, and it wasn't being fixed. And the end of the anime, right, the clock dings, when it reaches, it's the big 12, everything, all the time. Clock dinged, and then he walked outside, and there was like a curtain or like a big curtain thingy, but what you could see from the curtain behind the door was it's obviously Lucy standing right behind that door, waiting for him in the end, and that was the end. So it was like symbolizing that she has returned from her self-imposed exile for a little bit, and they're finally ready to become, I guess, like a version of a happy family. For Lucy is fucking crazy, but not as crazy as Diaconis or Subject 33, I think it was, which was the 23rd or second generation or third generation of Vectors of Diaconis, which is actually the chief of this company that was doing all these experiments on Nana and Lucy, or not the chief, but he's like the head, he's the second in charge, basically. They call him Chief. He was the father of Subject 33, and knowing that was the scene I cried, because Subject 33 was has been like in captivity her entire life. She has never known the outside world, and my favorite moment personally is when it reveals that she's fucking a psychopath. Also, Subject 33 has over 26 vectors when normal Diaconis only have, Diaconis usually have only 4 or 6 or 2 or 4. She has 26 of these, which are invisible hands that are capable of fucking cutting things to shreds and punching you to death, which she almost does to Nana in one scene. But that's still my favorite character is going to be Lucy, because she's like honestly one of the. Actually, no, my favorite character is Nayu, or Mew. Nayu, which is when Lucy's in Nayu's state, when Nayu's presence is taken over. All she originally could say the first few episodes is Nayu, which is that's her name. Until and it's actually really cute. And the only time that Lucy comes out is when Nayu feels in danger or threatened. But anyways, that's it for this video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed, and I will definitely watch Elfien Lied. You can watch it on free for Amazon Prime, and definitely on Google Anime too. See you guys later. Peace.